Today we are going to explore the history of reformatories. For much of history, children who broke the law were treated just like adults. They were imprisoned in the same jails, subject to the same punishments, often harsh, violent, and entirely neglectful of their age or potential. But during the 19th century, ideas began to shift. A new institution emerged, the reformatory. Reformatories were designed to remove young offenders from adult prisons and place them in separate facilities focused, at least in theory, on rehabilitation. The goal was to reform the child through discipline, education, and work. Reformatories were often run by religious groups or state authorities. They introduced structured routines, vocational training, and moral instruction, aiming to transform troubled youth into productive citizens. At first, reformatories were seen as a humanitarian alternative to prison. They reflected a growing belief that children were not simply small criminals, but could be corrected and redeemed. This marked a significant moment in the history of juvenile justice. But the reality inside reformatories was often very different. Children lived under strict control, with harsh discipline and few rights. They were frequently overworked, punished, and isolated from their families for long periods. Many were placed in these institutions not because they committed crimes, but because they were poor, homeless, or simply considered difficult. Over time, these problems led to criticism and reform. In the 20th century, the focus began to shift again, from reform through discipline to rehabilitation through rights and care. New models of juvenile justice began to emerge, emphasizing education, psychological support, and reintegration into the community. The legacy of reformatories is complex. On one hand, they represent a turning point, the first institutional recognition that children and young people deserve to be treated differently from adults. On the other hand, they remind us how easily help can become control, and how vulnerable children are in systems that fail to listen to them. Today, international standards, including the Convention on the Rights of the Child, call for a juvenile justice system that is child-centered, respectful, and restorative. Children in conflict with the law should be treated with dignity, not punishment. They need support, not stigma. The history of reformatories is a story of good intentions, hard lessons, and the ongoing struggle to build justice systems that truly protect children. Stay tuned for more content about children's rights and their history. And thanks for watching.